Good morning. Today is Saturday. It's been good over a month now, but I'm going to do the cleaning out of the chicken coop. And I thought to myself, with all the questionnaires I answer from people with my chickens and stuff, or our chickens, I'm just going to do a video explaining how we do and what we do, basically. So yeah, stay tuned. So here we have the work shed, I suppose you could say. This is a trailer. I'm just literally doing a dump run currently. But this is where all the camp gear lives. So what we do, we just load the camp gear into the trailer and then take off. There's all the mowing stuff over there. But yeah, so this is the chicken coop. Literally, we just got an old chest of drawers. Not chest of drawers, like a box. Lift it up, please. And this is where they lay their eggs, as you can see. Yeah, close it down, Baba. She's currently laying. This is just a gravity water, so I just pour water into that, and there's a little cup at the bottom they drink out of, like a feeder, and yeah, the water gravity obviously just feeds that. And yeah, so what I've done, I've just constructed this front, and they live in there, and there's a bar that goes all the way across. It's called a roost bar, and that's where they sleep. And now we're at the outside. We've got the gravity feeder there. I just fill up that black bucket with feed, and it just gravity feeds down into the bottom, and they all eat it all out. I've also made a bucket feeder. If you can see, they like to stand on it, but yeah, they just eat from the gravity way of feeding there. You can see all the holes dug. It's because they like to dig and cover themselves in dirt and dust, which helps rid them of parasites and stuff like that. That's why chickens dig. We've got a bit of water there at the minute, just pouring from there because they've seems to have broken the water gravity feeder. I also put just this ute frame in there because they all like to stand on the bars, and it just adds that square footage to the coop, to the run, without it going out further out here into the garden. It's just they can stand on top and above. It's just more square footage. There is the opening into the where I just showed you, into the shed, into the coop where they sleep at night and lay their eggs. And then the run, this is the indoor run, and the reason the indoor run, the cage run, is caged is because we were losing a substantial amount of food to bin chickens daily. So I've put this cage around. It's actually a friend of mine who tipped me onto the company who sold these cages. And it stops the bin chickens getting in there and stealing all the food, which they were very good at. Bin chickens are pretty smart, as much as I don't like them. And yeah, as you can see, the chickens can just get under that one little spot there, and then they're fully in the open air run. And we just throw them food and fruit and any leftover food they just eat from us. And obviously they eat the bugs out of the grass here. Every now and again I'll spray the grass with the hose, and all the worms that surface, they just go nuts. So it's pretty good. They've got a lot of room to run around. They're happy. We get a lot of eggs from these girls. And boy, there's one boy, and there's another boy somewhere, another rooster. There he is. His name's Trumpet. There he is. He's a silky. Oh, here's Robbie. So yeah, we've shoveled out all the mulch. Doris is there. She's very nosy and inquisitive. She's always there while we try and empty, trying to suss what we're up to. So what I do now, I just give that a spray with some bug and pesticide. I believe it's called Perinthians. Like it's like you can use it for like lice and fleas and stuff with pets, like dogs and stuff as well, but it's good for like cage birds and chickens, just in a mix of water. Just spray it down, it gets rid of like the mites and stuff like that. It's pretty good. But yeah, so I'll just spray that down now, and then, which you get from, you know, the farm store which is near us, and then I'll just put some new wood chip down, and a little tip, just pile it up. Don't bother wasting your time spreading it out. Just drop it all in one spot, because these girls love digging and sifting. That's just a hobby of theirs. So you give them something to do by just putting a big lump of it there, and they just spread it out themselves. It's like yeah, it's almost like my wife. Whatever you do, they think they can do a better job, so they rearrange everything. So yeah, but it's a good thing because they love to do that. So yeah, there's the first thin layer. Like I said, I don't spread it out, I just let them get at it. And then yeah, I'll be back in a week, maybe 2, and put another layer on top. And we do that about 3 or 4 times, and then we'll do what we just did today. Another question asked is, where does all the bedding go once you've cleaned it all out? And the answer is in our truck. So there's capsicum and sweet potato growing at the minute. But yeah, what I do, I just throw it all in, and then I just smooth it all out and just adds to the truck. Obviously the chicken poo just is a mad fertilizer. And yeah, waste not, want not. So yeah, this is feeding time. Just little things as well. When we're on the night shop in Woolies, you can get these bags of rocket salad and spinach and stuff. They're like 44 cents a bag, reduced on offer. It's perfect to just feed to these girls as a snack. The little ones, there they are, the three stooges. One of them's got a strawberry. They're just learning their place. There's obviously a pecking order. Obviously that's another good thing about having a rooster. He kind of puts everyone in line and stops the fighting. Another thing I forgot to explain about is the height of the roost bars and stuff. So as you can see, this platform, it's all pretty much the same height, but even that difference of about, you know, a centimeter, Robbie goes in the middle. Inside the coop, always make sure your roosting bars are the same height throughout, because whoever gets the highest is the chief, if that makes sense. That's how chicken world works. So whoever can perch themselves up the highest seems to think they're the boss. So as you can imagine, if you've got different levels of roosting bars excuse me, if you've got different levels of roosting bars, they just fight, and it doesn't create a happy environment, hence less eggs if you don't have happy chickens. So yeah, simple fix for that is just put the roosting bars the exact same height, so no one can get above anyone else, no one can get higher, and they're all happy. And then anyone who does step out of line, if you will, Robbie the rooster puts them back in check. And there is a pecking order. There very much is a pecking order. It's quite funny to watch sometimes, but yeah, that's that. As you can see, this is one of the big girls. She's laying. Not doing too bad. So yeah, the birds, the chickens, they lay. We get on average around 12 to 14 a day from these girls. And it's just all about how happy they are. So the happier your chickens, the more they lay. It's as simple as that. There are things you can do and put in place. We have decent food as well. That's the chicken and that's the chick food for when we get new chicks, which we've got 3 of at the minute. But what we do now, I've just decided to start buying the 15 kilo or 5 kilo sacks instead of filling this up, because by the time they've outgrown the chick feed, you've got a big bucket left. So I just buy them in 5 kilo sacks now, because they've already outgrown this chick feed, because they're in with the main chickens now. But yeah, we get a decent feed from, again, the farm shop, and just little things like, you know, to help with the deworming and stuff. Every week I'll put a big pot of chili flakes, which I buy from Woolies, mix it in with their feed, and the chili flakes, same as a lot of animals, you can just help deworming with chili flakes. And people don't understand, but that's why a lot of countries, you know, like developing countries, I suppose you would say now, but I'm obviously Jamaican descent, it's hot, spicy food. It's like a natural way of deworming yourself. There's a little tip for you. But yeah, so that's what we do. We, you know, put the chili flakes in and stuff. Predominantly though, their food is our scraps, and you know, we're a big vegetarian based household. So yeah, they have a lot of veggie waste from us, plus the bugs and stuff. And every now and again I'll treat them, and I'll go and buy a big box of meal grubs and feed it to them, and they love it. They're happy birds. In terms of how they are with us as well, a little tip I was telling someone not too long ago, it depends how you are when they're chicks. So we've got 20 in total, and some of them I've treated differently in more recent times. So when they're chicks in the house, when we keep them in the house for the first few weeks, I don't approach them from above and stuff, and I don't spook them too much. I try and feed them out of my hand as much as possible. We do, me and Baba, and that just warms them to you. And then they end up, you know, like you just saw Doris. Then she comes right up, and we could pick her up, and she's normal. But there's a couple in the group. They run scared because it was early doors when we had them, and I was approaching them from above. I wasn't feeding them out of hand, so they haven't warmed to me. They're not kind of tame, if that's the word. But yeah, and it makes a big difference. Obviously, we got, you know, kids and stuff, so you kind of want them to warm to you. In terms of the rooster, Robbie, the one you can hear now, he's kicking off because I'm here. In short, he's an asshole. But you need that because he needs to protect them. So there is another way, there's another route I've seen people doing. They just buy a goose and they put a goose in with the chickens. But I don't know, Robbie's good because obviously come season he fertilizes the eggs and we get chicks out of him, or out of him fertilizing the eggs, sorry. But yeah, that's the way we've done it. And Robbie's good. I think a bin chicken the other week, my wife said, got into the cage area, and Robbie gave him a bit of a what for. Reminded me back in my younger days, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was pretty funny to watch, my wife said. So yeah, that's pretty clear that he's doing his job, kind of thing, protecting his girls. But yeah, other than that, off the top of my head, I can't really think what else there is to go through in terms of just basic knowledge of keeping chooks. But again, comment and I'll answer questions. And you know, I know a lot of people are kind of warming to the idea of keeping chickens, and everyone gets scared off from doing it with media and that. But it's not as hard as you think if you just put the right things in place and a system in place, more importantly. As you can see, obviously, like I said, I just converted a shelving area in my shed and just put a hole to the outside where they can get in and out. Keeps them away from bandits, eagles. We obviously live on the farm here. Eagles. We've got dingoes that are roaming around, so they can, come inside and get away from them. In terms of mice and snakes, that's a topic I should touch on, I suppose. So the mice, I just put mice, rats, whatever. Just put like poisoning down, and yeah, I'd say every couple of weeks I'll find a dead rat somewhere or a dead mouse or something. They're not too much of a problem. Snakes were a big issue because, as you can imagine, the snakes just follow anything that comes in here. The mice, the rats, whatever. And we were getting 5 or 6 snakes a week in this shed. And the cure for that was lime juice. I've said, on my personal pages and stuff, but just the $1 bottles of lime juice from Woolies. And I just walk around all the metal up in the roof and stuff and spray around in the back, all in there. Obviously I got cables hanging up there and stuff, but I just spray the lime juice everywhere around the whole house. And we haven't seen a snake since. We were getting 5 or 6 a week, and we've gone from that to, I think, over a year we've been spraying the lime juice, and I've seen one. And I spray the lime juice once a month, and it's been the best thing I've stumbled across, so I can tell you. And from my thought process, I imagine obviously the snakes go around with their tongue. I think they're tasting the lime or sensing the lime in the air and just turning in the other direction. That's the only thing I can think. But yeah, like I said, comment if you got any questions, I'll answer them. I'm sure Adeline will answer some questions for you as well. She gets a bit camera shy lately, but she's just as much involved with all this maintenance and looking after the chickens as Dad is. But yeah, she goes good. We actually took the most recent chicks in to see a class not too long ago, and all the class were holding the chickens and stuff. It was pretty good. But yeah, I might do a little quick vid, try and find those little chicks. But other than that, yeah, like I said, like, subscribe, comment. If you want to know anything, we'll tell you. And good luck with your chickens. Peace out.